zone. Sorry, La Mothra. Welcome to our Wednesday night crafty session. My name is Ann Granger, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the beautiful town of Dorchester, Ontario, and Canada. And I'm excited to be with you. So today is Wednesday, February 18th, if you were watching me live. And if you're watching on the replay, shout out to those replay warriors. I know that this is a busy time of evening, depending on where you might be. Just making sure my settings look great. So just give me a minute while I find myself here on my device. So we're just going to chat for a few minutes while YouTube lets you know that I've gone live, and that gives me a chance to check everything and make sure everything is good. I hope you had a great day here in Southwest. It is like dreary. It's rainy. It's like, yeah, we're supposed to get some freezing rain. Like, I don't know. I'm just really ready for summer. I'm ready for warmer weather. I work in a school, and our field, I said to one of my coworkers, I'm like, we will not be on this field until like July because it's so sloppy. Oh, it was crazy. All right, so welcome. I have found myself. Everything looks great. I can see my screen. So if you are here, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And I want to say welcome to the Stampin' Up! Community. I'm excited you're here. So how does this work? Each week, if you're new to my channel, let me explain how my videos work. Each week, I pick a product of the week, and I come live to you on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I will bring you a scrapbooking page. It could be a single page, it could be a double page, it could be one of our workshop kits. And then on Wednesday night, I will come live and I will show you a card class to go. If you're here in Canada, if you place a $50 order in my online store between Monday the 16th, was it the 16th? 16th to the 22nd, before midnight, you will qualify for the card class to go. And what does that mean? That means I'm going to send you the cards that we will make tonight. You will get the card kit. The only thing I can't do is stamp your images. So I will give you all the cardstock. I will give you pieces to cut out your cardstock. I will give you everything. The embellishments, the ribbon, the twine, the cards, the DSP. Only thing, and if there's die cuts, I will do that. But the only thing I can't do is stamp your images. So you're either going to want what I'm showcasing, or you can use something from your stash. My international friends, there will be a PDF, and it will be up on my blog like next week. So my blog is www.stampwithan.com. So if you place an online order, you will get the card class to go. You will get a PDF. I will email you a PDF with the link to this video and then a list of all the supplies and directions. So you could easily recreate the cards. You can watch the video. If you're like, you can just go by the instructions. There's both opportunities for you. So this week I decided, and one of my things is I like to show you how products interchange. So how you can use scrapbooking, products for scrapbooking or card making. I actually was introduced to Stampin' Up! 19 years ago, and I've been a demonstrator for 19. So I want to say probably maybe like 20, like it was about 20 years. But I will be a demonstrator 19 years. And that was what drew me to Stampin' Up! Was how everything coordinated. That was one of my biggest takeaways when I first started Stampin' Up! And to this day, I still love that perk. All right, so tonight, as I said, we are going to make some cards showcasing the Nature's Symphony stamp set. It's actually a bundle, so let me pull in what we have, and then we're going to do a little bit, and then I also have the new stamping positioner to show you and how you can earn that for free. We're going to create the cards, and I also have some samples to share with you. So Nature's Sympathy, Sympathy, I can never say that word. It's a great stamp set. I did a poll on my Facebook page a couple weeks ago asking if you liked this one or the Green Lane bundle. The Green Lane bundle, and this was the top pick, so that's why I decided to showcase so you guys could see it. I just learned this great tip from my friend Jackie Bohai. She's in the States. So this is our new stamp packaging. This is the way our stamps are coming now. All our stamps are now photo palmer, which I really like photo palmer because you can see where you're stamping. And if you mess up, you can probably go back over and try to, you can fix it. Not all the time, but most of the time. So one of the things that I was really missing was not having the image inside, but Jackie shared this great tip how your stamps will come with this, like a flimsy piece and then a harder plastic. Flip it over and trace it with a Sharpie marker. So I did that the first time, and then she's just setting it inside. And I was like, you know what? I like that. If you followed my videos, you might have seen me show you where I stamped it on cardstock and then I glued the cardstock down. I was finding my cardstock was ripping. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. And then when she showed this tip, I was like, oh my gosh, I love that tip. Here are the dies. So the neat thing about these is that they take up less room on your stamp shelf, which means you can have more stamps. I haven't decided if I usually store my dies on a magnetic sheet. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or just keep them in here. I'm still playing around with that option. So here are the dies. This coordinates with the stamp set. Obviously that is that. And then this is this. And I wanted to show you, like, here's this die right here, but look how beautiful that is. So I was noticing since the new year when I was creating my cards, I didn't have a lot of greenery. And that's why I was looking at either this one or the Green Lane bundle. But I decided that I was going to go with this one. Now, I am actually going to tell you something. And you're probably thinking, yeah, that's me too, or no, that's not me. So before I tell you that story, here's the bundle. So this is what I'm featuring tonight. Is when I first saw this suite back in November, I was attending a Stampin' Up event here in Canada in Mississauga, Ontario. And when this was presented, I have to tell you, I wasn't a big fan. I was like, oh, I don't really like that paper. Not really keen on it. I don't know. But the more samples I've seen from my demonstrator friends and samples online has definitely made me want to add it. So I did use a scrapbook page, created a scrapbook page. So if you missed that video, you can go back onto my YouTube channel and see it. All right, so that's the bundle. I always pick like a bundle or a stamp set, and then I pair it with Designer Series paper. This is the Nature Walk Designer Series paper. It is beautiful. Definitely makes you feel like you're out in nature. Coordinating colors, Balmy Blue, Blueberry Bushel, Cloud Cover, Crumb Cake, Garden Green, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Mellow, Night and Navy, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Pretty Peacock, and Secret Sea. If you've been following me, you know I'm a huge fan of Secret Sea and Cloud Cover, so obviously I was in love with those color combinations, but I really do like the paper. 12 by 12, here in Canada it's $17. Both of these products are part of the Nature Walk suite, so I'm actually going to show you all the products that are in the suite, and then I'll show you where you can find that in our catalog. So that's the paper. I've showed you the stamp set. Also part of this paper, it's called the Natural Hues 12 by 12 Textured. Now, I probably wouldn't have, I would admit, I probably wouldn't pick this out from the catalog, just because I'm not, but it came, I ordered the suite because the suite has like a one-stop shopping, so I ordered that, and I really like it. It reminds me of like, almost like plaster, like you would put on a, like you see sometimes in like wall, or you know what, popcorn ceiling. I just looked up and I was like, that's what it reminds me of, popcorn ceiling. So this is kind of like a light beige. I want to say this is like maybe pecan, and then there's crumb cake. It doesn't really say the colors, I don't think. I tried to look that up. No, oh, it just says, oh, sorry, cream, tan, and gold are the colors. So that is part of the package. And you only get 3 sheets, so you get 1 of each color. Then also in this suite is the beautiful Secret Sea open weave ribbon. It's nice. It's kind of like that see-through, easy to tie, easy to work with. And if you know, I've given you this tip before. If you followed me before, and if you're new, I use a little binder clip to hold my ends so that when I put them on my ribbon shelf, I can see it works perfect. All right, and then also in this suite is the bronze pentagon shapes, and they're fairly heavy, so I think they would add some weight to your cards. All right, let me show you where where you can find this. So in our January to April catalog, so if you are here in or any markets that Stampin' Up sells, this is our January to April mini. It goes to May, what is the number they think it goes to? I think it goes to May 4th. On page 38 and 39, you will find this collection right here. So as I said, there's that one shop collection up there where if you order this number, you're going to get all these products, or you can just order individually. If you're like, hey, I just like the paper, I like that natural hues, you can just order them individually. And the best news is right now, from today, February 18th to February 20th, which is Friday, free shipping. Can't go wrong. Just $100 or more here in your Canadian market. So, all right, so let's dive in. So we're going to create 4 cards tonight, and I'm kind of going to couple them in case from the catalog. So you know that I've told you this many times. When I sit down to create, I will pick my product, I will pick my paper. I will always go see what the concept artist did. So I'll usually look in my annual catalog or catalog. Sometimes I'll look online to see what they did. And then I usually turn for inspiration. And a lot of times when I am creating, I will scroll through my Pinterest at night or my social media at night. And that is usually where I will find a lot of my creative ideas. Sometimes I'll save a card and be like, oh, I really like that layout. All right, we are using Mossy Mellow as our base. Let me show you the card. Okay. You know what? I actually wanted to. All right, so let me show you the card. So here's the card. This was actually what I cased from the concept artist. I'm going to show you how to create this. And so Mossy Mellow is my base. I have a piece of that tan colored paper. I have a piece of our designer series paper. And then I've already stamped, already die cut out a stylish shaped circle, which you know, if you follow me, it's one of my favorite top 10 dies I use. I love it because it's stitched and I just love that added feature to the things. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we are going to do a little die cutting. So I'm just gonna put this over to the side. I am going to bring in my big guy because I can do this on the little one. This is our Stampin' Cut machine. It is, I call it the big boss. He's the one that does all the big jobs. I am going to put this paper down. And we are going to grab the, let me see here, I'm just going to put it, sometimes I need a bigger desk. We are going to grab this die right here. So we're using this one. And I am going to put it there. I am using like a Post-it note. And I just like to do that. Make sure I'm like kind of centered here. I just kind of like to do that to hold my die in place. All right, let's find my clear plates. I definitely need to order some new clear plates. You can tell, like I've got there. And let's roll that through. Oh my gosh. Sorry, it's like sticking tonight. Okay, let me pull this off here. I'll put that back over there for now. All right, so when I pull this off, we get the, oops, I did the wrong one. Ha, I did the paper. We reversed it. I meant to do the DSP. That's okay. We're just going to cut another piece. Give me 1 minute. I meant to do this piece. Can that still work? I don't know. We might have to cut a new piece. Let me see. Let me just cut that quickly because that will drive me crazy. I was so excited to show you the die that I grabbed the wrong piece. How is that? Now, this will be a little different color, but that's okay. Let me just, it's okay here. All right, let me just move this out of my way so that I can go after. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to still hold that because I think it might still work. All right, let's bring that die machine back in. We are using the DSP. I am going to put, and I think I want more of this green on my left side, like more of the brownish tone on my left side. So I'm going to put my die there. Let me grab a little bit of the paper. So one thing about like making a mistake with paper, it's easy, right? It's an easy fix. And it happens. That's okay. You just improvise. All right, so let's pull this off now. Now we've got it right. Okay, let me put this over here. So when I pull this off, I am going to, sometimes your paper will stick to your die. I am using our Take a Pick tool. I am using the pokey end, and you're just going to pop it out. And by doing that, it should just easily pop out of your thing. Now, I would be very careful because it could rip. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, we're going to save this. I'm going to call this like the die cut. We're going to save this for our second card. So I'm just going to put it over here for now. And we're going to bring in this card so we can finish it. All right, so this is the reason why I wanted the brown, because I feel like if I was to do this and this, it wouldn't work. So I'm just going to save that. We're going to use this. And before we do that, let me put this die away so I don't lose that, because that will be crazy. Okay, let me just close that up. I find with the new packaging, I really have to make sure I close things up. I've had things stick to each other. All right, so what I want to do is I want to bring in the stamp set. Okay, and we're going to use this one here. So the neat thing when you do the Sharpie marker is I can see now where this goes. And if I'm tidying up for my video, or I have my friends over and we're using a stamp set, or I'm doing a class, I know exactly that I am missing this stamp set, and I will go look for it before I empty any garbage cans. All right, so we are using this, and we are going to use crumb cake. I think I used. Where are you, crumb cake? Here you are. And I just did some random stamping. So I just call this like collage, not necessarily. I just kind of went really kind of in the middle. Just wanted to like kind of like emphasize that. And then I'm just going to keep this on the block. We're going to do a little speckling, like as if you were to take like a paintbrush and you dipped it in your paint and you're going to splatter it. I am using, and I'm actually going to grab just a grid paper underneath me. So this is a grid paper I'm kind of working on. I am using our Stampin' Blends. This will work with this, or if you have our crumb cake marker, it will also work. I hardly use the tip end of this, the brush tip. I always use this end to color. So I'm okay doing this, but if you're a person who uses that, I wouldn't. You're just going to hold the marker in your right hand and the lid in your left hand, and you're going to pull down. And when you do that, you get that nice little splatter. I was kind of trying to go for like a grungy kind of look, as we are out in the thing. All right, so now we can go ahead and glue this down. Isn't that paper pretty too? Look at that one. It's a really nice color. I finally got Stamp and Seal. I'm so excited because if you were watching my videos, you know, like I either have a love-hate with the and you know what? I'm actually going to do it this way because I feel like this will be easier for me to see. All right, we're just lining that up so they are matching perfect. Now, I found here I did need to do like a little bit of a glue just because the way it sat on the... So let's just put a little bit of glue there. I would love to know, have you been watching the Olympics? Oh my gosh, we are huge hockey fans. And let me just tell you, that hockey game today was a little bit of a nail biter. So, all right, we are going to, I'm going to bring this back in, okay? We are going to pop this layer up just to give it some added dimension. Here is your dimensionals. What I want to tell you is don't throw it away when the middle is gone, because you can easily go like this and make your own sizes. So that is a nice one that way. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this down. All right, so we're gonna put this down here. We're gonna pop that up just like that. And I might need to glue that down. All right, let's bring in our little, you know what, I'm gonna glue that down just a little bit because it's kind of driving me a little bonkers. It's just the way the flower cuts. Oh, that's a little bit too much. I'm gonna just pull that off for a minute. There we go. All right, I'm not gonna fiddle around with it too much more because I'll end up on glue. Just gonna hold that. I'm gonna hold that there for a minute. All right, let's bring in the stamp set. So there's a few greetings in this one, but I really like this one. It says, "You make me smile." You could use that for anything. I actually used it on my scrapbook page that I did on Monday night because my scrapbook page was a nature walk, and every time my daughter goes for a hike, it truly does make her smile. So I thought that was a great one. All right, I am using Secret C. Just got it on the block. We're gonna stamp on that very vanilla stylish shape die cut I already did. Let's put this away. I always close my ink pads because sometimes I will stick my things in them. All right, we are going to pop up that. Where did I put my dimensionals? Oh, back in my drawer here. So let's go this way. And we're gonna put that just like that. Now we're going to bring in those hexagon or pentagon shapes. And we're just gonna put a few around so you can see there's different sizes. They are heavy. Like I don't feel like it's added weight, but maybe it's just because they're on. All right. This kind of maybe looks like something you would find out in the forest. All right, let me throw that over there. So there is our first card of the evening. So you can just see the different tones. Like this was more like that, I don't even know what color they called that, tan, whatever they called it. To me, it looks more like, this looks like crumb cake. This looks more like pecan pie. Anyway, so there's our first card. All right, so let me show you our second card. So remember when we, and where did I put them? Oh, here it is. I was like, where did I put that? So remember we used this die cut when we cut out, we got that negative, we used the negative, so we're gonna use the die cut. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna use that on this card. This was one I also cased from the concept artist, so I thought it was a really nice one and a simple one. I think this is one that you could easily make and give to somebody. Very simple, just, it's really, really pretty and simple. Using that Mossy Mellow, and we're using that Natural Hues paper. So you can see it has like a little bit of a texture. Like I said, it truly does remind me of popcorn ceiling. And I've already cut it out in the stylish shape dies. So let's go ahead and we're gonna fold our cardstock. And we're gonna do a little bit of stamping. And I'm gonna show you how to do it one way, and then I'm gonna show you how to do it another way. So let's pull in this big flower stamp, and we're going to put it on our block. So you definitely need like a bigger clear block. This is block E, and we're going to stamp it in Mossy Mellow. So let's go ahead and do that. When it's a big stamp, I will flip my ink pad over and stamp it like this, ink it up like that. I just find it's easier to do than to try to do the block to the ink pad. We are going to stamp this beautiful flower or bush or leaves, trees, whatever you want to call it, over here. So just like that. Let me just give it a little clean here. Oh. We're going to use that in a minute. Okay, now let's go ahead and we are going to pop up this one. Now, for that one, you're going to want to use some minis just because of the way it is. And I think, oh yeah, I have a little pack of minis here. Let me just, because it's so, all right, let's go ahead. So when I'm starting a new piece of dimensionals, I will just pop it like that to help break it. And then I will get a little piece here. And we're just gonna put them on. I'm not gonna do every leaf just because that will be a lot, but just enough that it will pop up. So there. All right, let's go ahead and peel that apart. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Now they're sticking to my fingers. Ah, be very delicate. It's a very delicate die cut. You don't want to be very careful when you pull it off. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to put that down. If I can get it off my fingers. And I'm just going to kind of put it so that it's overlapping the die cut. Just like that. So you kind of see it like that. We are going to bring back in You Make Me Smile, and we're going to stamp it in Old Olive. So Old Olive onto the Natural Hues paper. And we're just going to stamp that like that. I think I need to re-ink my ink pads. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our bigger dimensionals. And I'm going to want to make sure, actually no, I'm okay with this because I feel like it needs to be popped up either way. There. And then I'm going to bring in our little hexagon shapes again. Not hexagon, pentagon. Oh my gosh. It should be called a hexagon. And there. All right, there is our second card. So you can just see this one had a little bit more of the brownish paper in it, colors in the paper, and that one's just a little different. So there is our second one. So that's how you use like the negative and then I'm gonna say the positive negative piece of a die, which is a really cool way so you're not wasting things. So that's card number 2. All right, card number 3 was actually inspired by a card that I saw done from Mary Fish. So thank you, Mary Fish, for your inspiration. I really liked it, and I was like, I think I was drawn to it because of the colors. So this is the card we're going to make. Super, super pretty. So we are using a basic white for our card base. All right, we have a piece of that pattern paper. You know what? I'm just going to put this off to the side so we can build. We have a piece of the, so this is just like the other side of this. So let's go ahead and adhere that down. And I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to put, to me it looks like, it can almost look like a journaling page, right? With the lines. So I'm going to put them to my left. I have already die cut out. This is the Textured Note dies. These are stitched and they are rectangle and you get 8 different sizes. This is on the last chance list. And what does that mean? The last chance list is where Stampin' Up! Will move product to sell them out. So once they're on that last chance list and they sell out, they are officially retired. I was surprised. I thought this one would be on a little bit longer. It was like an online exclusive. But if you like stitched and you like rectangles and you really want a thing, this would be the one that I would suggest purchasing. And like I said, it's while supplies last, so I don't know how long it will be around for. All right, let's go ahead and cut some more pieces here. So I have it, and I'm just going to, oh, let's make sure I'm on the right side. Yeah, there, we're just gonna put those down. Okay. And peel that off. And we're gonna put that just kind of there. Now I can go ahead and secure this down to our card base. Just like, oh, not like that. Just like this. Oh, there we go. Just like that. Okay, as I said, this design came from Mary Fish. All right, before we do some die cutting, let's just do the stamping so I can move it out of the way. We are using Lost Lagoon. So the colors on this one are actually Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon, which is very, very pretty color combination. I do like Lost Lagoon. All right, so we're gonna use that You Make Me Smile. I chose to do this with all the greetings just because I thought these would be great cards that I can send out to family, friends, and I can also give it for my customers. So that's why I chose that one. All right, I'm going to bring back in that die cutting machine, and we are going to use this paper, but we're going to use more of the blue side, and we are going to get that die, and we're going to bring that die back in. So as you can see, it's a really nice die to create that greenery focal point, right, in your background. So it's It's a nice soft touch to your cards. All right, let me move this out. We do need that again. And I'm just going to pull this off gently, pull that over there, and grab in my take a pick. Oh, I need to put some new washi tape on it. And slowly peel this off. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now I'm gonna put that there because I know I'm gonna put it there. I know I need it. I am actually just going to use some glue here. I'm just gonna dab some glue. So I am using our Tombow, or in the book I think they reference it in online as liquid glue. You don't really need a lot. Okay. So I just kind of did like little dots, because if you press too hard, it definitely will come out. I am going to pick this up now, and I'm just going to lay it down. So just like that. We're going to pop up our greeting like that. And we are going to put that up here. Just like that. Oh, I should have just, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I didn't get that down, stick it down far enough. Oh, now I'm sticking to my table. Oh my gosh, has that ever happened to you? This is the side I want. I didn't want dimensionals on this side. I really just wanted glue, because that will make it lay flat. Okay, we're going to actually bring in, I wanted some cloud cover dots. So I'm actually using the 2025-2027 in color flats, which you get all the in colors. Now those are cloud cover, Secret Sea, what was the other one? Darling Duck, Strawberry Slush, and Timid Tiger. That's that one. So those are great ones if you're looking for some nice little color. And it's almost like a pearly, which I thought was really pretty. So, all right, now we're going to bring in my twine, if I can find that. I don't know where, oh, here it is. And we're just going to make a little bow. So this is the white twine, which comes as part of that Baker Twine Essential. And we're just going to bring in my scissors and grab my glue dots. So, and let's just grab one of those dots. Okay, and go like that. And there you go. There is our third card of the evening, showcasing that Nature Sympathy bundle and the Nature Walk DSP. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love the colors in this. Like, that was when I saw this sample online, I was like, oh my gosh, I love the colors. But I do like Pretty Peacock and all those bluey colors. So, all right. Now, the last card was a case from the Stampin' Up! Concept Artist. And this is where I'm going to show you our new Stampin' Positioner tool. And this is one that Stampin' Up! Is introducing. So right now, if you were to join Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator, so let me bring it in and show you, you could earn this for free. So here in Canada, it's like a $67 value. If you were a demonstrator, Stampin' Up! Did like a 2-week pre-order that you were able to order it. So with the Stampin' Positioner tool, you get like a little book that shows you the instructions. You get, let me just pull this off here for a minute so I can show you. Oops, not this. You get this base, so you get the base, you get this large cutting or large platform, you get a smaller one, and then you actually get 2 magnets. Now, if you've been around and maybe you have our Stamparatus, you know that our magnets, like when they got together, you can barely pull them off. I really like what Stampin' Up! Did. They created like these little tabs for you to pull. So look, oh my gosh, they're stuck together. Before you would really have to eat, and I don't, you just have to like twist them and they're gone. So I am actually going to show you how this works tonight on our next card. So let me just put those there. So what Stampin' Up! Did was they came out with like little grid papers, and you can see there's little holes here. And this is, you just put them on. And then it actually came out with a padded paper. So you could order this and then get the padded paper. I think they gave it to you so let me rephrase that. When you join as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you would, the Stampin' Piercer mat would come as part of your kit, but I think you can order the grid paper is what I meant to say. All right, we're not using the small arm, so I'm just gonna put it aside. We are using that big stamp that I showed you. So I am going to just put this away and bring in what we're going to do. Actually, I'm gonna show you the card and then I will bring this back in. So let me just put this off to the side for a minute. Okay, so this card was a case from the Stampin' Up! Card Center, and I thought it was a really neat card and I really wanted to show you because I think it's a beautiful card. It has a lot of layers, but I've already done some stamping with it for us to save us some time. We are using crumb cake base. So this is our base crumb cake cardstock. So we're just going to fold that in half. We are using our two-tone cardstock. So if you follow Stampin' Up! Lately, you will know that Stampin' Up! Came out last May with two-tone cardstock that is 12 by 12. This is the only way our 12 by 12 cardstock is sold. We have 53 colors. So technically, you have 53 of dark and 53 of light. So it's almost like 106. This is the dark side, this is the light side. The neat thing about our two-tone paper is you can rip it, you can, my favorite way is to emboss and then sand it. So you can sand it, rip it, and crumple it. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with that. I have a piece of the Lost Lagoon two-tone cardstock. So you can see there's the darker side and the lighter side. We're gonna stamp on that. I've already gone ahead and punched out and stamped. So this is our Old Olive two-tone cardstock. I used the lighter side and I stamped in Old Olive. So that's already done for us. And then I've already gone ahead and done the dies, and I forgot to show you what those dies were. So let me just grab those for you so you can see them. I think I had them in my thing here. Oh, because there is another, oh, where did they go? Oh my gosh, where did they go? They're somewhere here, maybe not. I can't find them. I don't know where my dies are. They are the Nestled Essential dies, so that came from that. And then I've already went ahead and cut us out one of those. I'm gonna call it like greenery from Pretty Peacock. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna move this card over here, and I'm going to put my base just over here. We're gonna take this crumb cake, and I'm gonna see, I could see your faces. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, Anne, what are you doing? We are going to crumble it just like this. I can hear you going, ah, what are you doing? We don't crumble paper. Yes, this paper is meant to be crumbled. It's meant to be like, you know, ripped, teared, crumble. It adds like that little bit of dimension. I want to use the lighter, so you see how you got those nice little crease in there, so we're gonna just kind of fold it out. I am going to use the light side, so I'm gonna do a little bit of tearing. When you want to tear and you want the white to show, tear closest to you. So there's no right or wrong, you're just tearing. Just like this, okay? And then I'm gonna flip it and do the same thing on this side. But I wanna tear it towards me, because if I teared it the other way, I would not get the white showing. Okay, so we're just going to do this. And there, we have that. All right, so now I'm gonna put these pieces just over here for a minute, and I'm gonna bring in that